Alright, so we got the first trailer for Saw X. It looks really good, I must add. So today I decided I'm going to be giving you guys some theories that I have for Saw X. The actual plot of the movie, a few characters that could be returning, a few that aren't. And a few that I really want to return because they are some of the only good apprenticeships of Jigsaw. And also, a possible new apprentice that will be revealed in this movie. Yeah, I've got it all for you guys right now, but roll the intro quickly. I'm going to walk off screen.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Alright, so one of the main things that I find with Saw is always the traps. The traps are always one of the biggest parts of the Saw movie. You always want to see someone's guts flying somewhere, someone's eyes flying somewhere, someone's skin just being ripped off or their limbs being torn apart. That is the fun of the Saw franchise, I guess. It's a very metal franchise. Even some of the later Saw movies literally had metal songs in them while they were just ripping people apart. And that I feel that will come back in this movie, especially with the poster, which is the most metal thing ever. It's literally a guy with two tubes coming out of his eyes, which we now know that is going to be a trap, which was shown in the trailer, so it only showed one part of the trapper, so you could either have it break all of your fingers or suck your eyes out. I mean, you could just take those tubes and put them somewhere else, but I don't think that would be allowed, and you wouldn't be allowed to leave. I think you'd just get put in a different trap, or he'd bolt them down properly if you could take off the tubes and have them suck somewhere else. So one of the other things that I really found with this trailer is that it's very reminiscent of the OG Saw movies. Those first 3 Saw movies is very reminiscent of that, as it is taking place in between Saw 1 and Saw 2. So it is going to have a lot of the characters from those movies, a lot of the music from those movies. Speaking of music though, the song choice they used for this trailer I felt was a good choice for a Saw trailer based around John Kramer. Now, speaking of John Kramer, his name is actually spoken in this movie by none other than Mark Hoffman, aka Costa's Mandalore, and that doesn't mean he's gonna come back, but he probably will come back. And you know who else should come back in this movie? Lawrence Gordon. Now, Carrie Elwes has not been confirmed for this movie, and neither has Costa's Mandalore. However, this is in the time of the franchise, timeline-wise, where Jigsaw is starting to train Lawrence Gordon. And, Lionsgate and Twisted Pictures promised us a really big twist for this movie. Maybe the twist is a continuation of Saw 3D or Saw 7 or Saw the Final Chapter or whatever the hell you want to call it, where we will finally see what happened to Mark Hoffman as he was left chained up in the bathroom from the first movie, about to die, as Lawrence throws the key and walks away, which also revealed that Lawrence was a secret accomplice. But I really want to see maybe Saw 11, where Hoffman is he's escaped and Gordon has to track him down because Hoffman's creating a bunch of unwinnable Saw traps because he's fully devoted into this part of himself that is just taking over him, and he's becoming more and more sadistic with each trap he makes. I think that would be a good idea for a Saw movie. I don't know about you. And maybe they could even bring Logan Nelson into the mix and have it be 3 Jigsaw accomplices all against each other, battling to see who can make the most horrible trap, who can have the most sadistic game, but also who will have the most people win their games, who will have the most survivors. Will any people survive these games? That would be a very interesting thing to actually show, because it's very rare where we see people actually surviving in Saw movies anymore, because they either, it's unwinnable, or it's just Chris Rock killing Sam Jackson. Just makes me hate Chris Rock even more. R.I.P. Sam. But one of the big things which I want for this movie is that it shouldn't fall down the same way as Spiral, where it basically becomes a comedy. Spiral was good in its own right. It had its own parts of it that I did enjoy. I enjoyed it for its own thing. But Saw X has to be a Saw movie, not Chris Rock buddy cop with some Saw elements and Saw traps in there. We need full gory violence. We need John Kramer. We need apprentices. Speaking of apprentices, though, I think it's time that we finally focus on this fan theory that has been going around for ages now, and we bring back Adam. So this has been something which is quite controversial among Saw fans, whether or not Adam is alive, as in Saw 3 and Saw 3D we do get flashbacks to the bathroom scene, and we also literally see Adam's body, or is it Adam's body, because in the first Saw it's on his right leg, the chain, and in Saw 3D it's on his left leg. Could Jigsaw have gone back? Because there is a line in Saw 3 where he says, "I'm always cleaning up your mistakes," to Amanda. Now, I want you to listen to that very carefully. Mistakes, plural. That means there's been more than one mistake besides Eric Matthews. So that means Amanda's done this before and she hasn't killed him. So Jigsaw has kept Adam alive and trained him as a secret accomplice. Listen, I know you're going to say I'm crazy, but directly after those few movies, every Jigsaw game has black and white photos. And Jigsaw can't be taking them. He's bedridden, and Amanda's taking care of him and also setting up traps. Well, and Hoffman can't be taking them because he's busy setting up traps and being a detective. And I guess it could be Gordon, but that's not really his thing. You know whose thing it is, though? Adam's. That is why I do believe Adam is alive, but there's one other thing that I wanted to cover, which is the fact that we do see the bathroom in this movie's trailer. In one scene, we see what looks to be someone hanging in the bathroom, and that I actually do feel is Hoffman either killing himself or he attempts to kill himself and then fails and finds a new outlook on life, and then decides he has to get that chain off of his foot, has to get out of the bathroom and continue Jigsaw's legacy, which is similar to John Kramer's origin, where he was diagnosed with cancer, he had nothing else to do, he tried killing himself, he didn't die, and he found a new outlook on life. Thus, that inspires him to create his game. So that could be Hoffman's motive by the end of this movie. Maybe in Saw 11, this could end on a cliffhanger with Hoffman escaping and Lawrence then realizing and he has to go after him. Because there was a deleted scene in Saw 3D which showed the two guys from the opening kill of the movie, the love triangle trap, with Gordon when they got Hoffman and chained in the bathroom. So those guys could be helping Gordon in continuing Jigsaw's legacy, but then new traps appear. They go to the bathroom, Hoffman's not there, there's another foot there that has been cut off, and then we now know that Hoffman's escaped. But those are just my theories for Saw X and Saw 11, I guess. Where they could take the franchise from there, I'd say maybe continue with this story, have Lawrence Gordon taking up the mantle, he trains some apprentices, they betray him, maybe kill him. In fact, no, don't kill him, he's literally one of the best ones. But maybe in the sequel have the Adam twist, if not in this movie. But yeah, that's just my theories and ideas for Saw X, Saw 11 and possibly Saw 12. Thank you for watching this video. I'm gonna walk off screen that way, not that way. I've been Shay, you don't really care. Goodbye.